First, we need to either use a lift or put the car on jack stands tall enough that the lower A-arm can swing down with some room to spare. The first step is to remove the brake caliper and the outer tie rod end so the suspension can swing down freely. And then we also disconnect the sway bar from the lower A-arm. We need to get the shock loose, so let's remove the upper nut, then compress the shock down, and then remove the lower shock bolt. At this point, we are ready to loosen all three of the A-arm pivot bolt nuts. There's two for the bottom A-arm and one for the top A-arm. Once those are loose, place a trolley jack under the lower ball joint so the jack is perpendicular to the car. Jack up until the suspension just starts to compress, and also make sure that the jack is secure, and the jack will be holding the force of the spring, so we need to make sure that the jack is not going to fall over or the ball joint fall off the jack. Remove the upper A-arm's pivot bolt, remove it completely, and the upper A-arm will be free. At this point, it's only the jack that's holding the spring. Lower it a little bit until there is enough gap on the back side of the spring to insert the spring compressor. Put in the spring compressor so that it holds three of the coils together, and tighten the nuts of the spring compressor. Tighten the spring compressor nuts, make sure they are secure, and then very slowly lower the jack. The lower the jack is, the more decompressed the spring is and the less tension there will be on the lower arm. Once the arm is pointing all the way down, remove the jack. If needed, by hand push the arm so it's nearly vertical. At this point, the spring should be loose, and just remove the spring and shock together. Installation is the reverse of this operation. Insert the spring, place the shock inside if necessary, and place the jack under the arm and jack it up to compress the spring. The lowering springs are short enough that they do not need a spring compressor. Otherwise, use the same procedure.